Welcome to another reading. So I haven't done readings for a few weeks now due to the heat wave, because the camera does overheat and because it's way too hot. I can't focus or anything. I don't have insulation or air conditioner, so it really sucked. But now that it is a bit more windy and a little cloudy, I decided to record this. So I personally don't know what the reading is about. We are going to see now. And do remember that I also do personal readings if you need that. The links are all down below. So what is the message for today? Something regarding child. Okay. So the message regarding the child card here is healing. I come across a lot of people, well, not a lot, but some people, where, including myself, but where they have gone through something as either small children or as pre-teens or teens, but basically in their youth, okay? They have gone through something, and through time, they disconnect from it, and they think they're over it, that they're healed, that everything is fine, and that they moved on. But the problem is that the way they react, the way they act, the way they function, how they see the world, all of that can stem from that wound, right? So if, let's say, you've been neglected constantly, maybe you have grown into the identity of being clingy, of attaching, of forcing control because you're afraid that this thing might slip away. Or if, let's say, you've been abused in some way, you might grow up into the persona of someone that can't trust easily, right? Or that's afraid, like you're basically tiptoeing or walking on eggshells around people because you're afraid that if you say the wrong thing, if you do the wrong thing, even if you look at them the wrong way, they might react somehow, and you're scared of that, right? So even if you think that you have let go whatever this wound is, it is still a part of you. And until you truly take the time to reflect on what happened, to understand the circumstances, because when you were younger, you maybe saw this thing, whatever happened, in a different way than you can now as an adult, because now you understand how people are, right? How they move through the world, how greedy they may be, how mentally ill they may be, or shitty in general, right? Now you have more understanding of how people are and why they are. So it's beneficial to take the time and reflect and see what you went through. What were the circumstances? And maybe even confronting the people, right? Maybe it's your parents, and confronting them in order to, I mean, they don't have to be the ones that give you the closure, but give closure to yourself, right? Inform them what it was like growing up. Even if at the time when you were young, you mistook their ways, right? Maybe you as a child saw them as mean when they were trying to protect you, right? So just just confronting them and telling them what it was like growing up for you, in order to heal that part of you by releasing it. It doesn't matter if they're going to see it your way. It doesn't matter if you get a hug, a sorry, or just silence. At least you done what you needed to do for yourself. You told them, or whoever this problem is with. Because that's a part of healing, releasing it by confronting the problem. And then you can work towards being that adult that your child self would be proud of, that your child self would run to and ask for help. You end up being the adult that your child self would have felt safe with. Okay, so this is all about having the wisdom and healing, but allowing yourself to receive with the receptivity card. Allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to give. So do not shut yourself off. You are not what happened to you. You are not to blame. No matter what it was, you were young, you were innocent, and you needed a protector. You needed guidance, not someone that bullies you, not someone that takes from you, not someone that is selfish or harmful. You needed a protector. So it wasn't your fault. It wasn't even your place to fix anything. You were just young. Okay? Sea glass, self-expression, beauty, style, embodiment, transformation. So this healing will cause a transformation within you that helps you express yourself better. Because when you're still in your wounded state, even if you aren't aware of it, you are in your wounded state. There are parts of you that are shut off and closed down. Parts of you that prevent you from reaching that childhood type of wonder and carefree outlook on life, right? Like imagine when you were a kid, you were able to daydream and sit for hours somewhere. There was no rush, there was no panic, there was just this wonder of what if or what could be. Even when you were curious about something, you weren't scared to try it. You weren't scared if you made the wrong line on a piece of paper for your drawing. You weren't scared if you were painting and you did the wrong brushstroke, right? You weren't scared. You experimented so freely without panicking or in fear. And that's what this great consciousness wants you to get back to heal in order to express yourself freely and fully to your greatest capacity. Because that's where your beauty shines. That's where you find your style. You weren't meant to dress like everyone else. You weren't meant to blend in with the walls. You weren't meant to stay quiet. This is one of the reasons I miss the 90s so much, is because of how vibrant everything was. The buildings, like McDonald's even, everything was so fun and colorful. People had their own styles. You could actually see just by walking who was into what kind of music, what kind of vibe, because everyone wore that on themselves. by the way they dressed, by the colors they wore, by how they styled their hair, how they did their makeup. You could see everyone's personality shine on them. But now everything feels black and white. Buildings are more modernized and ugly. People are wearing mundane beige and gray and white clothes. Like, no one is expressing themselves as they should be. And everyone could say, yeah, but that's just like, how things progress, like styles change. Yes, but why is everyone looking the same? If we're all so different, if we all have different styles and vibes and everything, why does everyone look the same? So it's not progress, it's not how things are because now it's more modern. It's because everyone is choosing to just follow one stream instead of going off into their own and experimenting and seeing what they truly like, what they truly fit into. And I think it all stems from wounds and fear of being seen. But you're meant to be seen, because the right people are going to love you as you are. You got shipwreck, breakdown, rock bottom, renewal, truth, rebuilding. I'm feeling or sensing that someone may be crying during this video. That maybe you're hearing something that you really needed to hear for a while, or reassurance, or confirmation about something that you have been feeling. And this rock bottom isn't about that things are just breaking down. It's a renewal of something. You need to break down the system inside of you that you have been force-fed. Because you are not a machine, you are a human being. You have your own frequency, so do not change it just to fit in. Do not change it just to not look weird in front of others. Be weird. And I don't mean that in a creepy way. Be weird in your own way. Create your own style of art, no matter what it looks like. Okay, don't depend on AI. Once you start depending on machines, you start to lose your intelligence. I remember when iPhone 5 was coming out, there was an ad that said, "You have more money than senses." These companies are making fun of you because they know that, like sheep, you're just going to spend and spend and spend, and you have no intelligence of your own. You're just blinded by shiny new things. Take your power back. Heal yourself. Break down the system that you have created because of what others told you, because of what you thought you believed. Break it all down. Paint your walls inside your house in the color that you actually want and love. Let every room have a different color. Or do the theme that you always wanted to do. Dress in how you truly love to dress, no matter if it's black and white or full of color, or if you want to have butterfly clips in your hair, or just express yourself and rebuild your life and yourself into who you truly are. Overwhelm, burnout, prioritization, breath, survival, emotional weight. It feels like this wound has been causing you to feel like you're suffocating, like you're drowning. Some part of you has been blocked, maybe some sort of chakra or something. For example, mine was always the throat chakra. This is why I started making these videos, in order to practice using my voice. Because it has been locked down ever since my trauma started. And even though I could argue with people and stand my ground, I had trouble expressing myself in a positive way. So understand where your blockage is. Understand what you need to work on in order to destroy and rebuild again. And it can take a lot of work. This isn't a one afternoon type of thing. It takes time. But with every step forward, you are making progress, even if it's a little step. You can journal, you can meditate and do a timeline healing, you can go out in nature and truly observe and infuse yourself in it. Nature is always our most basic form of existence. It is where we always will belong, where we can de-stress, where we can harmonize again. So don't overwhelm yourself. Take your time. Spyglass, insight, foresight, clarity, awareness, observation. This sort of has the same feeling of this divination kind of card. So gaining insight into the matter at hand. Observing even your own emotions. Observing your own thoughts. Understanding why do you think as you do. Why do you act as you do? Going down into the root of it. Something you're not aware of is that you are shackled. You are limited because of this problem. It all stems from your childhood. There's inner conflict. There's some sort of lack of freedom, limitation, restriction. But the thing is, even with a shackle, they can be removed. This isn't permanent. This is temporary. And it can only be removed when you choose to heal yourself, when you choose to get help, even if it has to be through therapy. Depending on how bad this situation is, how bad this limitation and this restriction is inside of you, you may need to go to therapy and get professional help. Just do not go to a psychiatrist. They're just going to give you pills. You don't need pills. You need someone that can talk you through it. And that's a psychologist. Footprints, legacy, path, ancestry, choice, direction, and tradition. So you are chosen to be the one that breaks the generational curse, that breaks the cycle. Okay, because whatever this thing is might have been happening to your family members throughout time, the same issue, and you are now the chosen one that heals, breaks through, and expresses yourself in ways that your ancestors could never do. They didn't ever have the freedom, maybe because they had the mental blocks, they had the fear, maybe someone else was controlling of them and they just couldn't. So whatever this problem is, you are the one that needs to stop it and heal it. It's like your entire ancestry line is all looking on you to do this. And I know that is overwhelming and it adds a lot of pressure to you. But you weren't chosen by accident. You were chosen because you are strong enough to do it. Even if it looks overwhelming and complicated, you can do this. That's why you were chosen. Can you imagine how many generations, thousands and thousands of years, every single line has been waiting for you to arrive? They needed you. And footprints in the sand, they talk about the legacies, right? Footprints that you see ahead of you and the ones that you leave behind you. You can choose where you go. You can follow the footprints that are ahead of you, that others have walked before you got there. And you can choose to not heal and to be broken and to pass down that fear and that trauma onto your future kids. Or you can choose to go another way where the sand has not been stepped on, and decide for yourself that you're going to do something new, that you're going to start building a legacy for yourself and your future family. And even if you don't want kids, if you're against kids, if you decided not to, or maybe you can't have them for whatever reason, this other path, if you choose it, to heal and to go the road less traveled, let's say, to actually go the road that you want to go down on. Even if you don't have kids, you're basically leaving a legacy for others to witness. And they might be inspired by you. And not only that, but because of your decision to do things your way, to express yourself in ways that your ancestors never could, to truly be free from the chains and the shackles, you're also changing the world itself. Because you are energy. Your heart isn't just an organ. It has its own energy, its own electromagnetic frequency. That's why you can sense energies of others. When you walk into a room and you start to feel down all of a sudden, it's because you sense that there's something wrong going on. Maybe there was a fight prior to that. Maybe people are just overwhelmed, stressed, or depressed. It's like you feel that. Or when you come across someone and without even them speaking, without them even smiling, you start to feel so happy because you feel the energy of that person, right? So you have your own electromagnetic frequency inside of you. And how you walk through this world, how you look at the world, how you engage with the world, all of that is energy, and it ripples out, and other people feel it. So just by changing yourself, by healing yourself, you are also creating change around you. And others start to change in the process. So, you seem to be very overwhelmed, and you're carrying a lot of weight on you, but the thing is, you can easily remove it. And I don't mean easily like it'll take a second, okay? I mean like it doesn't have to be there. It doesn't have to be something that you always feel. The Ten of Wands, it's like it shows a mermaid with a bunch of wands on her back. She could have easily taken half and delivered one time and then went back in another, right? She could have asked for help. She could have done this a million different ways, but she put all these wands on her back in order to go swim where she needs to go, right? So there are ways to lighten the load. And it's not always about working hard, it's about working smart. This load is going to ease up on you when you start to do the work. So imagine if every wand here, every stick that you see, Imagine if that was, each one represented some sort of issue, some sort of problem that weighs you down, right? The point isn't to see them all at once. The point is to take one wand at a time and take time on it, focus on it, okay? So if you are feeling, let's say, overwhelmed because of how much work you have to do, write it down, not on your phone, piece of paper and pen, okay? You need to physically write it down. Write down everything that overwhelms you. Seeing that physically in front of you is going to help you understand what you need to do and what you need to focus on first, right? Go to the easiest task first. For example, let's say you need to do your laundry, wash the dishes, vacuum, right? The easiest thing to do first is do the laundry. Why? Because the machine is going to do its job while you're doing everything else. That way, by the time you're finished everything, you can just put the laundry to dry, and that's it, right? Do what's easiest first. What can be done, and then go through the harder things. Things that maybe take more time, things that need more focus, things like that, right? So you're going to take each thing at a time. And you can write down not just tasks, your daily life or whatever, but write down even those core wounds. Write down what happened. How did you feel back then? How do you see it now? How do you see yourself still connected to that past? Do you react in certain ways? For example, if someone disagrees with you on something, calmly, right? If they say, no, I don't think that's right, maybe, you should do this and this, or maybe this way would be more correct. Do you suddenly get defensive and start to attack? Why is that? Truly question yourself. Because the more you question yourself, you heighten your intelligence. You can't just say, oh, well, I'm like this because, this happened to me long ago, or I'm like this because of my zodiac sign, or I'm like this because I'm this sort of element. Okay, but why aren't you working on resolving that? Why aren't you working on healing that side of you so that you aren't the stereotype for your sign, for your element, or for what happened to you? The point is to work on it, okay? You got the judgment here. You're being called for something greater. You're not meant to be shut down and staying small. You're meant to be elevated, to answer the call to something greater than yourself. And it all starts with healing, okay? The Hanged Man and the Three of Pentacles came out together. Three of Pentacles, it's about working on something with other people. And the Hanged Man typically tends to portray someone with a different perspective, right? He's hanging upside down. He doesn't see the world right side up. He sees it differently. He's not in panic, he's patient. So this is about being patient by working towards something greater, something more peaceful. So this could be seeking therapy and being patient with yourself while you're going through this. This could be asking friends for help, or maybe even allowing family to help you with something. Whatever it is, it's about a group activity that helps you see the other side. Because in your own mind, you only see things from a perspective of how you experienced life. right? Other people didn't experience life as you have. That's why their perspective could help you. Okay, let us get a final message for you. What is it going to need to know about this child? Practice becoming who you deserve to be. The ego will try to resist. Evolve anyway. That is really well put. So practice becoming the person that child self of yours would have run to for help, would have run to for safety, would have been proud of you and looked up to you and wanted to become you. That's the type of adult you need to become. The one that despite the hardships, despite the abuse or the bullying or the hate or whatever it was that you have suffered through, despite all of that, still have a warm heart and a desire to be a good person. Sure, you may be more reserved and take the time to see how a person is before you give your energy to them, right? You don't want to spend your energy on the wrong people, but still have a heart to be kind, to be respectful, to still have hope that true love exists, that soulmates exist, that just by seeing someone your heart could beat so fast that nothing else exists around you. Still have that childhood wonder. Don't shut yourself off just because of what happened to you. Those were circumstances that were created to make you stronger, so you could be able to end the generational traumas, the cycles, the curses. Okay? So your ego will try to resist. It will try to tell you it's too much, it's overwhelming, don't do it. This will take so much time, you don't have time for this. It's going to resist. Do it anyway. Because through that act of healing, of becoming more expressive, of expressing yourself through your clothes, through the decor in your home, through how you move through the world, by expressing yourself through that, you are evolving. You are changing the world around you. So don't be small. Answer the call and move forward, shining as bright as a sun, as the stars, as a flame, as a freaking bonfire, whatever it is. Shine brightly. Okay? I hope that whoever needed to hear this has heard it, and you can like and comment this video and share it with others in order for others to come across it, because I'm pretty sure there are other people that need to hear this. If you have enjoyed this reading, consider subscribing. Many people watch but don't subscribe, and you'll always be updated with more videos and more insights. I never give false hope. I never tell you that things will always be okay and that true love is coming your way. I will always be honest and transparent with you. Okay? Even if some bad thing comes up, I will also tell you how to solve it and ways you can ease it. Okay? I will be as brutally as honest as I can be. So subscribe if you enjoyed this reading and if you wish to be updated on more. Don't forget that I also do personal readings. I do have a shop where you can purchase t-shirts for now. I will add more things. I do have a swimwear shop if you are in need of prettier things than what you can see in stores. And these cards that I have used are my own creation. Those will also be linked down below in case you're a reader or a collector of any kind. There's 101 cards. It took over 6 months to create. Yes, I did do them myself. No AI was involved. And yeah, everything will be linked down below, so check everything out. I hope you guys truly work on this, because the world cannot heal if everyone still suffers in their wounds, okay? Don't wait for others to heal. Start with yourself. Be the trendsetter that you're meant to be. Shine brightly. If you want to dress like you just stepped out of the 90s, do it. If you want to dress like you stepped out of the 1800s, do it. Life is too short to think, oh, what if people see, what if this, what if that. Do what makes you happy. Okay, can you imagine a world where you step outside and you have no idea what other styles you're going to come across that day? How happy people would be to come across one person that's dressed like in rockabilly outfits, and then come across another person that's dressed in a medieval gown. You would be taking pictures with everyone around you. The world would be like an amusement park. Be the trendsetter. Do what makes your heart happy. Stop going through the mainstream. Okay, screw fashion, screw mainstream, screw like these trends and these organizations, because everything that you're paying fashion for is just a brand. That shirt they're selling you probably costs $3 to make, and they're selling it for like $1,600. Screw all of that. Be the trendsetter and do what makes your heart happy, what makes you feel free. Jump in that rain puddle. Okay, build something with your hands. Get creative, be artistic. Okay, so I have hope in you. I have hope that people will start to change, to start to heal their core childhood wound in order to become the adult that that child would have looked up to with awe and amazement. Always know that you are loved. The great consciousness of this universe always loves you, always wants the best for you, and is always working with you, but you need to meet it halfway. Okay, so I wish you guys luck, and I hope you stick with me, and I'll see you guys next time.